Yeah, I gave you all right, yeah. See it.
Yeah, all right. Well,
All right then.
All right, let's do it.
I've been rewatching One Piece, and all this talk about it has gotten Mark inspired to try to watch it for the first time.
Oh yeah.
Today is a
So,
momentous occasion.
yeah, so right before this podcast, Ben and Mark ventured on Romance Dawn, and they started this journey together, and they will be rewatching, and we will be discussing each episode. And I'm just here, just because I recently rewatched it. So
Yeah, I mean Ron's been on a heavy binge of One Piece right now, so he can't. When I asked Ron if he wanted to join this, he basically said he was suffering from PTSD of One Piece rewatching,
yes,
so he could not join this for his own sanity.
yes, but I will be
So yeah, Mark
happy
and I-
to discuss. Yeah,
Yeah. So we just watched it on the Netflix Watch Party app, whatever it's
Mm.
called, and now here we are to react to it. And I don't know how long that reaction is going to take. We just watched the pilot episode.
Yeah.
I know Mark was commenting a few things during it, talking about Alvita being a fat Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luffy was introduced, Kobe was introduced, Zoro was technically introduced at the very end. There's some big
Yeah.
players coming up, and
he's being
Yeah.
crucified. Yeah.
how do you feel, Mark? I know that most animes take some time to pick up for a few episodes, so I'm not sure how into it you are yet. I can guarantee after a few more episodes, you're definitely going to be hooked on this show.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. I was asking Ron how many episodes there were. He said it's about like what 700, 900.
Yeah, don't think about that.
Nine something. I was telling Mark, I was like, the reason why I'm not starting over with you guys is because I'm on 566 right now. So
I've come so far.
Already,
I ain't going back.
I
not
ain't
going
going back
back.
in there. It'd be interesting to hear, from someone who's watching it for the first time, hear your thoughts on it, and then maybe that'll trigger something, and maybe I'll remember stuff.
Yeah, we get to relive the experience through you, Mark.
When you mentioned him being fat Michael Jackson, there's actually like other characters that he bases Michael Jackson off of.
Who?
That dude, Django.
Oh yeah, and he even does the moonwalk.
He does the moonwalk. Yeah,
Yeah.
he looks like a cross between Jackson and like, what's the dude's name? Lead singer from Aerosmith.
Oh, Steven.
Steve
What's his
Tyler.
name? Steve Tyler.
Yeah, Steve Tyler.
Yeah, he looks like that. One,
Oh,
two,
maybe I
three.
guess Oda's a Michael Jackson fan.
Yeah, he is for sure. Yeah, he puts in a lot of like pop culture.
Yeah,
references and
for
stuff.
sure.
And like the people that he draws, like definitely look like you're like, all right, I can tell he was influenced by this. American influence, man.
Dude, Oda is basically like a mad genius. For
Yeah.
sure. Like all the shit he comes up with. And Mark, like on our recent podcast, or I guess I don't know how recent it is anymore, but we were talking about how the fuck this guy comes up with all this stuff, all these devil fruit powers, and the conclusion is he's
on
definitely just
crack.
smoking crack,
Yeah.
like 24/7.
Okay.
Just high
He's hitting that
all the
pipe,
time.
hitting that pipe all day.
That's why there's like a million episodes. And like
Yep.
we're
Still
gonna have
going
this chick.
on.
We're gonna
manga
have this chick.
chapters.
She's gonna have arms popping out her body.
Yeah, and Mark was commenting on the music as well. I mean, I haven't even touched on the soundtrack yet. Like, yeah, I mean the opening
Oh.
credits and ending credits, that music's good also. But just like also just the soundtracks in this are so epic.
It conditions you, I think. What I've noticed is like when I'm listening, when I'm watching it, and I hear certain music, I'll know what's gonna happen next.
Yeah,
Like,
you know what's coming.
you know what's coming, but you don't. But you're curious to know how they're gonna do it.
Yeah,
That's kind of the play. So it's really cool how they set that up, because it's like when shit's about to get real, it's like dun dun dun.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, the
Mhm.
iconic one
Yeah.
before battle, and they use it for like almost every arc, I think, where like the biggest part of the battle is about to happen. Like they have
Yeah.
that setup soundtrack,
Yeah,
and
the
it doesn't get
climax.
old. Like they don't outplay it. Like
No, dude, I will mention this, and then just keep an eye on this, Mark. The way that he drew this and the way that it's designed, it looks like a film. Like they use like camera shots. They use like various different shots that really like remind you of filmmaking.
Right.
And yeah, I thought that was super interesting. It's like they do like a lot of panning shots. They do a lot of like other crazy stuff like that, and it like gives you the thought that you're watching a film, and not just like
cartoon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that in the first episode, especially when Luffy was fighting the fat Michael Jackson. I thought that was pretty cool.
Forget her name. Nobody cares. You're a fat Michael Jackson.
Fat Michael Jackson
with the Billy Club.
Dude, it's Alvida is pretty funny.
She'll come back. Yeah.
She comes back. Oh,
she comes back, new and improved. I'll stop at that. Without spoiling, but
we don't want to spoil too much shit because we want this to be like for new people to come in and so we won't spoil anything, but we'll just hype you up for the rest.
Exactly.
Sure. Yeah. So far, so good, man.
Yeah, man. So what are your impressions so far, Mark?
Michael Jackson.
Name. Yeah.
Mike. Alvida?
Michael.
It's pretty good. It's only the first episode out of a million. So so far so good. Like Ben said, interesting characters, good music. You guys, you kind of touched upon, when you hear certain types of music, you know what's going to happen next. You're just kind of like anticipating what's going to happen. Yeah. So that's kind of like hopefully another layer that I can bring some insight to, because like music is like my whole thing. That's like using music not just to make things sound cool, but like using music as part of storytelling. And you said that like, the anime, they use a lot of like film techniques in terms of, the shots and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think that using, the music in that manner also is kind of like film kind of technique, where you use the music to kind of help tell the story beyond what you see on screen. So I think, I'll keep an eye out for that, or an ear out for that.
That's interesting that you put it that way, because it just kind of made me think like it's a film technique, yes, but I think it's like it's a story technique.
Exactly.
And we're just used to film because that's like the only other visual medium that we have other than animated.
Film, you gotta remember, is audiovisual. So it's not just what you see, it's what you hear as well.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of people just kind of they hear things like, oh, that sounds cool, but they don't really pay close attention to that. So hopefully I can bring some insight to that part.
Yeah,
like
figure out why we think it's cool. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Like your brain will pick up on things like subconsciously, and you won't even like think about it and be like, oh, this is gonna happen, but you don't really know why. So
it'll make you feel a certain way.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah, music's primarily meant to invoke emotion, so that's when like they're really killing it with the music. If it's invoking all types of different emotions, like when there's a sad scene, you should be like bawling out, crying, feeling for the character. When an epic soundtrack comes up, you should be like super hyped up for what's about to happen. Or if they're like celebrating or happy, like you should be sitting there kind of like, fuck yeah, man, like so I think One Piece does it really well.
This show gets super emotional, by the way, Mark. Like, fucking roller coaster, bro.
Okay, cool. I was not expecting that. I thought it'd be like some silly thing that kind of goes.
That's what it seems like with the first few episodes, especially with the current animation. But as it goes on, the animation also, like the drawing improves.
Yeah.
And like they didn't do it in the first episode, and I don't think they start doing it until a bit later. But like the character development, also doing the backstories of every one of the main characters, really setting up every arc, every story basically within One Piece. They set it up so that it's pretty quick in terms of the amount of episodes that are used to tell that story, but it really sets you up for like this needs redemption. Like Luffy's got to come and just like fuck shit up and like save the day. Like when's that gonna happen? It's always kind of like making you anticipate that climax basically.
Yeah, and it's cool with this form of storytelling. Like this guy is able to basically take his time with it, and he really does, man. Like, Jesus Christ, it's like 50 to 70 episodes per arc where he like really builds it up in this like immense way. And it's like you wouldn't be able to get the same amount of storytelling or like emotion that you would in like a regular TV show or something, like a live action TV show, just because of how much that they put into each episode. And like how unlimited he is, because you'll notice like his imagination is like literally unlimited.
Yeah. It's boundless.
It's insane. This dude is 100% on crack.
I mean, who the fuck decides that a rubber man is going to be like the most badass character, the same protagonist? He's going to beat up everyone that has every type of power imaginable in the world. Strongest one is going to be the rubber man. His body just stretches around like fucking Gumby.
Yo, yeah, I wonder what else stretches. For this first episode, Mark, how did it end off? What was the ending for this?
They knocked, what's her name, Alvida, into the ocean.
Punched in the gut. Yeah.
Rocket. Was it
Gum
Team Rocket.
Blasting off again.
Yeah, pretty much. And then was it the Marines came to like settle things down? Wait,
Morgan.
Yeah.
Not yet. No, Morgan is later with Zoro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then Luffy and Kobe kind of escaped on their little boat, and they found, I guess her name is Nami.
Did they say her name is Nami, or you just know that?
No, I just know it.
Okay, so for now, she's just like a mysterious girl.
Girl, yeah.
As far as this episode goes, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So I know her, I know Zoro, and I know the reindeer dude.
Chopper.
Yeah.
Chopper.
Tony Chopper.
The pet.
He's a reindeer who ate a human fruit. So
okay.
So you get an idea of the craziness we're talking about. Yeah, like fruits, like also. All right, we'll talk about it, but yeah, there's a lot that goes into the devil fruit.
Yeah, there's like no limits to these devil fruits, basically.
Like they figured out a way to like have objects take devil fruits.
I know objects all of a sudden become animate, sentient beings because of a devil fruit somehow.
Do you know what the devil fruit is yet, Mark? Like, have you
I guess that's how Luffy got his powers. He ate like a rubber devil fruit, and now he's rubber.
Yeah, they didn't quite explain it. Like Alvida just said, "Oh, you must have eaten a devil fruit."
Yeah.
But she didn't like go into. I think Buggy talks more about it when they get up to him. Like he'll kind of give a longer story about devil fruits. And then like when they do flashbacks, they talk more and more about it, like how Luffy got it in his childhood and stuff. So it becomes more and more clear, like, how I don't think they ever explain like how they originated, I guess. But that there's just fruits all around the world, and they each hold a certain power. Yeah.
Okay.
And what pros and cons come with them.
Yeah. The pro is you get, enhanced special powers depending on the fruit. And the con is that you can't swim.
Yeah.
So it makes you
the main con.
Yeah, it makes you unable to swim. Like you lose all your power when you get in the water, basically. It's funny because they're all pirates. They're all like on sea.
Right.
Yeah, I know. They're always on the water. So is that like the main theory risk. Also that like these fruits are coming from the sea? So because you're taking power from it, like it's like kind of taking away your ability to swim, I guess, or like, I don't know, survive in
They
water.
get a little more scientific in it actually later on.
Okay.
Of like theories of how, like what it is and how they can replicate it and stuff, because they replicate it in like the Kairoseki and like the sea stone. But I mean that's not really like a spoiler or anything, but
no.
But yeah, it's pretty interesting how he like set it up. He's always setting things up. And
yeah, it's crazy that he set up certain things like so far into the beginning, and now they're relevant like 800 episodes later. Like they finally are explaining like why the fuck this happened, like in episode 10 or something, on episode 852, something like that.
Yo, do you think Oda has like a Pepe Sylvia board?
Must. I imagine his fucking studio being like one of those crazy people that like conspiracy theorists that just like are connecting dots all
postcards
over.
yeah,
Yeah.
postcards, dots connected everywhere. This is it. This is the One Piece.
So is it just like one guy making
I lost you.
the manga and the anime?
No, he doesn't like physically like animate it. They have animators, but they're animating his manga essentially.
Yeah.
So it's the same as the manga.
Like he's the one he's drawing it. He's coming up with the entire story basically.
Yeah, and the
Okay.
fillers are like sort of his story, but not really. It's like other people's stories.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
they're hit and miss with those fillers. I mean, I prefer them over like the Naruto and the Bleach ones.
So it's not gonna be like those random Naruto fillers where they like just go out and buy groceries. That's the episode.
Yeah.
It's like Naruto cleaning the toilet.
So yeah.
Or like fucking.
It's like him doing house chores with this,
or Rock
this Kage
Lee's-
Bunshin.
Those Rock Lee ones. Like, have you guys played GoldenEye? Like DK
Yeah.
mode. They do DK mode for Rock Lee's adventures.
Oh yeah.
Takes
Like the entire episode like that, right?
Yeah.
So it's better. It's better than like a step above.
Yeah, their fillers are usually like actual arcs, like little mini arcs, right? Like
Yeah,
they actually have a
yeah.
whole story set up, and yeah, a lot of them are pretty good. Like I like for some of them, I know in previous podcasts I said like, oh, I don't think that was a filler. Like that seemed like an entire story that was kind of intertwined between two big arcs, and then Ron looked it up. He's like, no, that was a filler. All right,
Yeah.
well, touche, Oda.
So we have a list, so we can skip the fillers if we want to.
Yeah.
Because like I said, this is gonna take a while. So
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Especially if it's one episode a week. Basically, we'll finish this
Yeah.
podcast show like
when
You
we're in
know,
our 40s.
when we're retired and
Old.
We're on our deathbed. Did he get the One Piece yet?
What is One Piece?
I was telling Ben, I was like, yo, if you really just do one a week, it's like Oda's gonna be dead, bro, before we finish. That's just the reality of it.
That's it.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I mean it's 20 minutes episode, so maybe if we set aside an hour, we'll get through like 3 episodes before each podcast or something.
Yo, something you said earlier reminded me of Hunter x Hunter. Have both of you guys watched that yet?
No.
I watched up until the end of the Chimera Ant arc.
All right, we'll have to do that next because that's my second favorite anime of all time. But yeah, it's very similar to that, where it's like the beginning is like very bubbly and it's like cartoony, right? And it's like, oh, you think everything's cool, and it just gets real dark. So
Definitely.
One Piece isn't like that, but One Piece definitely does tap into your emotions, and it taps into like that raw emotion that you feel for anything, and they really are pretty good at doing that. And then Hunter just gets like real dark.
Yeah, definitely. I've
yeah.
seen some videos on Hunter. Like people are like, Gon was always fucked up, even though he seemed like a bubbly kid. Like
Psychopath.
you could see signs about it. Like his best friend Killua ripped out a dude's heart, and Gon's like, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, did you know Killua was an
cool.
assassin?
He's like, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, whatever. That guy deserved it.
Yeah,
You
he's
know?
like, he's not gonna kill me.
Or one of the
I'd like-
theories also is
I'd
like,
like to see him try.
he's bubbly and he's friendly. He gives people chances, but like he waits until like you basically lie to him, or like he gives you a chance, and once you betray that trust, he'll like fucking kill you.
We saw the
Basically,
same
he'll, like,
video.
fuck your day up.
Yeah, I
probably.
think we saw the same video. It's like where he really trusts you.
Yeah,
then-
and once
then
you
he's
break
like-
that trust,
he
you're
uses that. Yeah, he uses that as fuel.
yeah.
Tactical fuel.
I think he's like testing you. It's not even like he trusted you, like because he's naive or anything. But he's like, I just want the excuse
Yeah,
to fucking kill you.
he knows he's stronger.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
he,
what
has,
a dark.
he has very cold eyes, man.
Yeah, for sure.
But also, grew up without a dad.
Exactly. Yeah, the abandonment issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Best friend
He's
being
got
a
those
trained
psycho
assassin.
genes in him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to spoil too much, but yeah, it gets pretty interesting, man. But anyway, that was my point. That it's like a big change from the first couple episodes to the end. It's like,
Yeah.
it's not what you expect, and it's the same thing in One Piece. It's just like it becomes like this kind of like symphony of emotions is probably the best way to put it.
Yeah,
throughout
they
the-
have
throughout
some
the later
dark
arcs.
shit that happens too in One Piece, even though like it's not as dark as Hunter x Hunter, obviously, but like
It's tragic.
there's some like interpretations of real issues in the world, basically, poverty, child labor and child trafficking and stuff, experimentation, like all kinds
Yeah.
of like just terrible fucked up shit that actually happens in real life, and he's like depicting it in this world of One Piece, basically.
Yeah, man, it's pretty interesting. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Mark's reaction to the early episodes versus like the later ones, depending on how far we get into them.
When we're all in our 50s.
Exactly. Still watching it in nursing homes.
Yeah, I was telling Ben, I was like, yo, I think what we'll have to do is do like watch one episode a day, and then come in at the end of the week and just talk about it and like take notes and stuff.
Yeah, it might be easier just to do like 3 back to back, just so it's kind of fresh in our minds too.
Yeah, it has to be more than one.
The bottom line, don't watch one episode.
It's
only
insane. And I've been binging this, Mark, binging it hard. And I'm talking like 6-7 episodes a day, and I'm only up to like 500 right now.
Yeah, damn.
So,
I mean, that's a respectable number. Like, you're more than halfway there.
Let me do some math here. A little over 11,000 hours so far. 11,000 minutes. Sorry.
That's some commitment. That's why you don't want to restart.
188 hours I've put in.
Wow.
Since May, to get to where I am now. But I'm also like I'm like more than halfway through.
What's another 188 hours if you do this rewatch with us? Might as well.
It's worth it. It really helps with my like filmmaking and storytelling, just to go back and rewatch this master storyteller and like try to pick apart like how he does it. So it's definitely worth it for me.
No, I'm excited to rewatch this again. Like, I think a lot of it I do remember, but like it's been a while since I've kind of ran through the entire series again. And it'll be nice because I know every time you rewatch something as well, like you always pick up on stuff that you kind of missed out on, especially when you're watching it the first time and just wrapping your head around this entire huge story that's unraveling. So, I'm looking forward to rewatching this as well, and just kind of, hearing about it from Mark's perspective as well, who's, watching it for the first time, but also since the two of us have watched it, this is like, your 3rd time around probably or something.
At least.
Just analyzing it a little bit more in depth.
It's interesting when you rewatch anything. Like if you rewatch any show, it's interesting the change in perspective, because it's like from the first time you watched it to all the experiences you've had up until the second time you watched it. Like that's all a filter in your mind when you're rewatching it, and you're also like picking up on different things, perceiving different things, and I rewatched like Breaking Bad recently last year, and it was like I didn't even remember anything. I felt like I was rewatching it for the first time, just because it was such a long time ago. Maybe like 5 years ago was the first time was the time I watched it before, and it's just like, it's like a totally new experience if the story is good. So it's I'm getting that same vibe with One Piece now, because it's
that's
like
the
I remember
best.
it. Yeah.
Like when it's been long enough that it almost feels like a brand new experience for you. You get to re-experience, especially a show like Breaking Bad, which was so epic. Also, you wish that you could like wipe it out from your mind so that you could like re-experience all like the emotions again, basically.
But all right, let's focus on this. All right, I think we pretty much covered it. We covered our expectations on the rewatch, One Piece rewatch. Any final thoughts, Mark, on this first episode? Anything you're looking forward to seeing character wise?
It's pretty cool. Looking forward to seeing next few episodes. See when that reindeer dude play.
That's not for a while.
Reindeer with the human Nomi. Yeah,
that's like another 200 episodes.
Oh really? Yeah. I thought he was one of the main characters.
He is,
but he's like the 6th.
Yeah,
crewmate or something.
You got a few different. Yeah, you got 3 more crewmates to pop in before he does.
Okay.
So we'll get there. We'll get there.
It's all right. Yeah, it'll happen before you know it, for sure.
All right.
But right now, from this first episode, just watching the first episode, who's your favorite character? Like, who do you relate to the most?
Relate to? I guess Luffy, because I just don't care.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think Kobe's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Kobe's cool.
He's gonna become not like a staple character, but he'll always be within the series. He's doing his own thing basically.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
They follow up on him. They don't just dump him.
Yeah.
after
Spoiler: he does become a Marine. I think I think that was fairly obvious. With that setup, that he's gonna become a Marine. So.
He doesn't join his crew, Luffy's crew.
No.
I was kind of expecting that. No.
All right. Well, sorry about that.
But you'll see why, and the reason why is very important.
Yeah.
That's more important than knowing what he does. But it's really cool how they set that up. How they they diverge paths, and how it's like one person, he's like, I'm gonna become king of the pirates, and the guy's like, I'm gonna fucking be
Fight
up there in
pirates.
the Marines and fight pirates. So they set the rivalry up.
Yeah.
But it's like a friendly, but they're friends. So
Yeah.
it's
They're
a very
good
interesting
friends.
relationship.
Yeah, he looks up to Luffy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just the path he takes is really cool too, because it's
Mhm.
still intertwined with Luffy's life
Mhm.
as well. So
Yes.
very much.
All right. Dope.
Cool.
So I think that's pretty much the first episode. Can't think of
So
anything else.
this is like the first episode of this particular segment of our podcast
Yeah.
as well. So I guess we have to come up with like a name for it also or something.
What would you just call it? Peak average One Piece rewatch.
We could want to
Call it what it
know,
is.
be average.
If you wanna be.
All right, we'll think of a sick name and
Peak average rewatching One Piece.
peak average guys rewatch One Piece. That'll be it. There you go. What you see is what you get, folks.
Just your typical name,
Yeah.
no thought.
Typical average name.
Yes, super average.
Yeah,
But yeah, we'll think
as
of
average as it gets.
we'll think of an above average name after this. when this posts up. Arr, I'm a pirate. I was gonna not talk about this the whole time, but I thought it'd be funny just to mention it.
The fact that you got a pirate
Yeah.
filter going on.
Yeah. I'm just gonna casually not mention it the whole time.
Just gonna let people sit there thinking like, is he actually wearing that?
Yep. Sticking to it. It's gonna be this for the whole time. And I got my night set up as well. My night light set up. So, all right, cool. Let's have fun with this, guys. I'm
Yeah,
looking forward
exactly.
to the next one.
Yeah,
All right, cool. We'll catch you for episode 2 after this.
sounds good. Looking forward to it.